My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Hard Mode Transport Fever 2. Now, I'm pleased to say it seems as though the issues I was having with the encoding of the videos does seem to have been resolved now, and I can return to some sort of normality when it comes to video length and the likes. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the troubles are behind us and we can continue on after that little hiccup. So today's episode, we're sat in the small town of Marlborough. This is one of the few remaining towns that we haven't really had much interaction with as of yet. We have none of our network heading out this way, at least not to the town itself anyway. And I think it's high time that we rectify that. And today we're going to start off by putting down a passenger station and passenger line into Marlborough. So that means we can start getting people in and out, and then if we wanted to, of course, following the house rules, we could then see about getting some of the commodities into Marlborough as well, and maybe start growing it just a little bit. So without further ado, let's bring up the user interface. We can see there about 3.5 billion, over 100 million cash flow per year, and we're currently in November of 1994. Let's start the date progression now. Now, before we actually really get started with today's episode, I was doing some extensive testing, of course, to make sure things were running as they should be, and during the testing I made a few changes, and two of the changes are pretty substantial, so I'm just going to take a few moments to discuss those changes now before we get our teeth stuck in to the town of Marlborough. So the first place we need to go is over to our capital city of Portishead. Here we go now, and you can possibly already notice the major change that we've made in Portishead. We have an airport over here. Here it is. I've situated the airport opposite the train station. I have made the train station a dual entrance as well, so we have access on both sides now, and we have a road system that connects in to Portishead's existing network, and this airport is already proving quite useful. In the meantime, of course, you can see we've got some new unlocks, we've got some new reskins, new lorries, a new high-speed train there, the Intercity. We might want to have a look at that one. But yes, we've got an airport in Portishead. Initially we're just going to the town of Wareham, as we can see here, and it's attracting quite a lot of passengers. We are using the Airbus A320, and in fact here's one now just coming to land, as we can see in the bottom of the screen. I only have the two running at the moment, and while we could increase that due to the overcrowding here, we're going to leave it at 2 for the time being. Just let it get settled in and set up nicely. If we look at the line, we can see it is profitable every year, so there is scope to expand that if we so wish. But as I said, for the time being, we're going to leave it as it is, and we'll visit it a little bit later on. Let's just turn off the income and the outgoing numbers there. The other change that has been made, and I'm going to have to walk you through this one, is if we go over to the oil sand mine. Yep, it is a mine. The oil sand mine at Portishead, just behind the plane there. I've sorted this out now, so this is no longer being shipped via the river. Instead, the trains run all the way over to the fuel refinery over in, I believe it's Swinton, and we'll leave this overlay up, and then we can follow the line on its way through. So we come down here, there's one of the trains now, and we use this little access line here onto our main freight line, and this is now heading into West Ham. We can see it passes straight through the station at West Ham, through the steelworks and the large interchange that we built a few episodes ago, and then it crosses the river. The eagle-eyed amongst you may spot this wheat line here, this very pale yellow one. We'll talk about that in a few moments. For now though, the oil sand continues straight on, and this is all new track from here on out. We branch off, we skirt around the edge of Swinton, over the river there and then into the fuel refinery station. This was pre-built because we had the fuel delivery train loading up here, but rather than having the oil sand shipped down here and then handled by a few road vehicles, it's now brought in directly via train. That seems to have made a nice improvement to the lines in this neck of the woods, so all in all a decent change there. This grain train that we can see here, this is the one that supplies the food processing plant down at the far corner of the map here. Initially the trains were running this way, but after I built the lines they rerouted themselves and now they head back. As you can see, they head out this way and they basically follow the same tracks that we've just looked at there with the oil sand train through West Ham. You can still see it here coming on through. So this is now quite a busy line. There's one of the trains there now, and then it connects up to this freight line here, passes through the station here at Portishead, and then it branches off into the farm at Market Raisin. Again, that seems to be working quite well. I did have some initial issues over in West Ham in this area here, this rather busy and extensive junction. Because of the length of the trains, they were causing slowdowns due to the back ends touching onto the switches here and over here as well, and just blocking everything up and nothing could move on through. So I've had to monitor that, and it does seem to be working a lot better now. At least we haven't had any issues for a good while, and I have tested it quite extensively, and I do believe those problems have been addressed and they shouldn't be an issue going forwards. So there's the two major changes. A few other changes include just a bit of line rate balancing, improving some of the vehicles that we have on our various lines, and modifying and modernising some of our delivery trucks. But enough about that. Let's now crack on with what we want to get done today, which is, as I said at the start, getting a passenger station into Marlborough. So let's just look at the land use layer first of all. Our residential district is over here, and we have commercial with a little bit of industrial over on the left hand side of the town as we look down at it now. So I'm going to say we'll put our passenger station over here. Got a nice open area for it, and we can have these roads linked together very easily, and it just makes a nice little area to have our little station. So the first thing we'll do is link those two roads together like that. In fact, let's upgrade it to the maximum straight off the bat. And we'll upgrade some of the roads through the town of Marlborough. And we'll do that straight away. Alright, there we go. Got a nice loop through Marlborough now with high capacity roads, so that's future-proofed that for any future expansion which should start occurring, especially after we get this train station put down. So let's go ahead and build it now. We'll stick with the UK generic one. We could have the modern one, but I like this one for the extra options you get. This side of the river, I do believe we are using blue. Building size stick to 2, tracks will have 3, platform length will go maximum, and we want high speed, long canopy catenary, yes. So let's get this placed into position. There we go, nice and simple there. Although I don't like the way that's done the train there, so I'm just going to remove that, do a bit of terrain modification and try that one again. So let's bring the brush size down, the strength up, and just smooth and flatten and level all of this off here. And now hopefully this should give us a much smoother connection point to the road there. Let's have a look. Not the best over here, but it's better than it was. Let's just quickly rename this. This is just Marlborough for the passenger stations, and then we'll decide how we want to bring it into the network. Now I'm thinking we're going to have a few lines here. The first one is going to come this way, and we'll find a way to deal with all of this, whether it go underneath or over the top. But yes, we're going to come this way and head into Burton upon Trent. There's nothing to the south. The other line will run out over the river. Again, we'll find a way to deal with all of this. And we'll head into Market Raisin eventually. And the last one will stick along here as well. And then we'll have this one hug this freight line that we have. Maybe cross over, find a way to get over here, and then we'll connect into Nuneaton as well. So we'll have 3 destination points from Marlborough, Nuneaton, Market Raisin, Burton upon Trent. So the first one we're going to focus on is Burton upon Trent. So let's get the track lane tool and we'll make a start on that. We want the high speed tracks, of course. This is going to be a passenger service. And as I said, what we're going to do is come out and then head over to the right, cross over all of this, and then head over to Burton. So let's start bringing it over and around. If we can get good speed here, all the better. Just check our direction there, make sure we are pointing in roughly the right way. Let's see, can we open that up a little bit more for better speed? If we get 115, that'll be enough. 114, 115, there you go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dual track this, of course. And that can go into there like that. Let's give ourselves a nice diamond here. 70 miles an hour is the slowest point on that diamond, which is perfect. Like that. And then to make our intentions ready for the future, what we'll also do is take a line straight off here. Let's just be mindful of the overlap there. It looks okay from here. Let's just take another look at this angle. Okay, it could come up a little. There we go. And then we'll obviously put the second track in alongside, and hopefully this track will also be pretty nice with the overlap. It should be. Yes. And we'll leave those tracks there for now. They are just to show us where we're heading to in the future, so it's ready to go. For now, we need to focus on these lines. Okay, so let's head over to Burton. Here's our station here. Right, we are going to have to get rid of some of this to make a bit of space here, but that's fine. I'm sure they'll rebuild in good time. And what we're going to do is keep all this nice and straight. So we've got a good flat section to work with. Let's see here. Do we want to come in straight away? I dare say we do. How's that? It should be good because we intentionally forced the track to stay straight. So yeah, that should be fine. And then onto there. What platforms are being used here at the minute? Well, we can see platform number 1 is in use. So the platform we're going to be using is platform number 4 on the outer edge. Okay. So what we need, in fact, if we put a double slip switch in there, then our trains, when they're heading in, will be on this line. They can come... Nah, that's not going to work, so we need to get all the way over. Right, okay. So we don't need a double slip switch there. New trains and a bus. New high-speed trains, TGVs, Thalys. What else? The Class 373. And I think the rest of that would just look like extra livery options. Take a look at that soon. For now, let's just get this in place. So there we go. So now they can get through. And then on their way out, they'll just stick on this track. So just draw the line. Yep, that'll work. At least I think it will. We'll find out when we set the line up, of course. Now, where is our track? I can't see it, so it's up there. Right, okay. So we'll head this way now to come forward and meet it. And we'll keep this as nice and straight as we can. Obviously for improved speed for the trains, like that. Now at some point we need to determine how we're dealing with all of this here. Do we want a bridge over the top of it all? I think a bridge might be the nicer option. So what we're going to do is, well, this road here, I'm not overly concerned by if the AI traffic is getting slowed down at the level crossing. Don't really care about that. We don't have anything running down there, so it's not going to affect our profits. Construction not possible. Well, I'm not sure why you're being awkward with me, but there we go, we've got it in. Yeah, we'll keep that. Like I said, I don't really care if they're getting stopped by the trains as they pass. And what we're going to do now is climb upwards. If we can get to the top of this hill nicely. I mean, we have a tunnel here, so we don't need a bridge at that point. So if we just aim more towards the tunnel, just like that, make sure we've got good speed. Yeah, 186. Bring it through, and then hopefully, my thinking is at this point, from here we should be at a decent enough elevation to jump straight over this line here. Let's see, shall we? Let's see what happens. There you go, there's your bridge. Exactly as I imagined it would look, so it's worked perfectly. And we'll have that bridge. Now we don't want to be curling like that, we want to be staying straight. There you go. And then double it up. And then where's the tracks from Burton? They're over there. Rightio. So then we'll sweep out towards Burton. Can we get to 150? That'll be a decent speed there. Where's that? I can see the mouth of the tunnel, so maybe if we go a little faster. 170 or what? 169. Yeah, 170 is fine. Might be a little bit slower on the inside. Nope, 169 as well. And that's bridged over that second line, which is great. Let's see here. Can we get to 170 again? Again, 169, no problem. In fact, we could probably open it up a little bit more. Probably get full speed there, 180. Yeah, that's a lot better. So this is quite an extensive bridge, but we can afford it, and I think it looks the part as well. Right, and then from here, if you head straight down into there, you're dropping, yeah, 24 to 9 meters. So you're dropping a fair bit. Let's just visually inspect it and see how it looks. It doesn't look too bad. I don't think the trains would struggle too much with that, especially if they're already up to top speed. So yeah, we'll accept that. And then double it up. Wonderful. There you go. That should work quite nice. Let's put down the signals for this line. We'll have the 3 aspect. We want one way. So first of all, we'll have one just before the junction over here. Where is it? There it is. Like that. And then we'll have another one before the junction over here. Like that, and we may as well put one there as well. Obviously nothing's coming down here at this point. Auto signal, yes. Signal spacing, let's go 1 kilometre. And our clearing signal will be just there. Has that filled the rest in? Yeah, it has. And then in the opposite direction we'll have our clearing signal. I'll say we'll have it here. Does that fit? Yeah, so they're staggered, but that's fine. The main thing is they are working. Okay, now before we set up the line, let's quickly put in some inner city bus services for Marlborough. So we're going to have a stop right outside our station, of course. And the first system we put in will just be a quick and easy 4 stop loop. So let's set that line up. There we go. Park Lane, Queen Street, Manchester Road and London Road. And that is the inner city bus for Marlborough. Now we need a depot, of course, and we'll put this out of town. Road depot, it can go just over here. Let's purchase the bus. So this is the new one we just got, if you remember, a few months ago, the Mazda 103. Less capacity, but higher speed. However, town roads you can't get to 62 miles per hour anyway, so we may as well stick with the Burkoff, and we'll have 3 of those. Let's colour those light blue on the line, and away they go. Now we can set up the line here, and we'll start it. Its origin point will be in Burton. Yep, platform 4 through to Marlborough, and that has worked over here, so we didn't need a diamond. Okay, this is the inner city shuttle, and this is Burton, Marlborough. There we go. Now we can think about what train we want to have, and we can have a look at the new trains that we've recently unlocked as well at this point. So we'll use this depot here. So let's have a look at these new multi-units first of all. Quite a few options here as we can see. That was one of them, the Intercity 250. We've got the Class 373. Very powerful, also very expensive. And the rest, I do believe they were just, yeah, here we go, reskinned. Oh no, they're not just reskinned TGVs, they are actually faster TGVs and more powerful, so better on the old acceleration. And we've got this Phalis PBA, lovely trains there, not too bad, 9 million. We might want to think about putting some of these on. I mean, when you compare it to the original TGV at 9.7, these are faster, only 200,000 more expensive, but they do have a greatly reduced carry capacity as we can see. So that's something to bear in mind. And what else did we get? It was this one here, and I think the others were these BR Class 92s. I don't think we have, no, we're still at 75 mile per hour cargo wagons, but enough about that. We need to build ourselves a passenger train. Now, what do we want to use here? Do you know what? I'm quite tempted just to have it on the line by one of these. It's only 93 capacity, and it's not majorly expensive. Obviously, it's not going to be profitable for a good while, but we don't need to worry about that. I think just for the sake of having these on, this would be quite nice to choose here. Should we try that? Let's add that on. Oh, maybe not. I don't like that. And you can't modify it. Are they all the same? It looks like they are, yeah. Well, that's really frustrating, because that would have been a nice little treat for ourselves. What about instead then? We could have the high-speed intercity. I'm not concerned about performance and all that anymore these days. There's no point. We could have the ice, but I've already put the ice on the north-south connection line. Again, that was something done off camera, so you've missed that. What about that one? It's probably a little bit too overkill on the capacity. That's just there. That would be too expensive. Let's just go for a pacer then. And let's see, which pacer do we want? Maybe that one. 89 miles an hour. Do we need to... No, we don't want... Shall we double it? Shall we have it quite a big one? No. No. We'll keep it singular. 2 of those. And they are coming onto the Burton to Marlborough line. Where are you? That one. There we go. Okay, so that's that setup. It's not going to attract a lot of footfall initially, but over time it should pick up quite nicely. Let's head over here. Let's get the line to West Ham, the express. Oh no, that's not the right thing. I'm clicking there. There's one of them anyway. Yes. And let's see if we want to swap these now. Edit all vehicles. Oh, we've got even more stuff. New buses, aircraft and some coaches. And 130 mile an hour coaches, not too bad. Now should we swap these out for that and just go absolutely nuts? They are very fast. Why is that one so much more expensive? Is it the capacity? Oh my life, 336. That's a nice capacity. That's probably a little bit too, that's probably pushing it too much. What about that? Let's have a look at the difference. So you get just in 3 minutes, you get speed, so you're faster off the mark. Let's go for that. That's probably excessive. Well, it's definitely excessive, but it's nice to have. The money's not an issue anymore. We're not playing the game of let's make sure everything's as efficient as it can be. Now we're just having fun with the trains. That's what it's all about. Even though we are on hard mode, we are splurging, and here it is. It's a shame it got slowed down there. I think we'll have a ride on this for the outro. That'd be a nice one to ride on. The new Eurostar. Obviously a very famous train. Well, if you live in the UK and France and Northern Europe it is. Many people in America might not be too up to speed on the Eurostar. But anyway. What else did we unlocked some new carriages, but I think most of our trains now are multi-units, so changing the carriages is largely not needed. In fact, yeah, a lot of multi-units knocking around now. We could, if we wanted. No, that's the wrong train. Is that the ice? Yes, it is. See, this one is profitable, but only by the narrowest of margins. Should we swap these out? So how much is the ice per year? 11.5. So if we have something less than that, it should be more profitable, in theory. Maybe the Intercity 250. We'll go for the... Okay, we've got a problem there. We'll come to that in a second. How's that? Better capacity, cheaper to run. A little bit slower, but that's fine. Yeah, let's swap those out for the Intercity 250s. And there we go. Let's quickly pause it. Train 5 is not electrified. Ah, you're overhanging. I bet you are, aren't you? I bet that's your problem. Yep, because you're quite a beast. Right, so the time has come then to modify this station, and this is going to be a little awkward. Or maybe it's not. Because what we're going to have to do is delete some of this, so we can extend the platform out this way. So we'll take it all back as far as the tunnel. Like that. Extend these platforms. We don't need to extend them all, but we may as well while we're here. So we want platform, UK platforms. I need to put the track down first, idiot. I think that should be enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to cover it. There we go, now we can put the platform down. Let's have blue with the waiting room, why not? There, and then we'll have your bog standard blue here, and then we'll put some roofs over the top, of course. I'll tidy this station up actually off camera because it's all a mismatch now, which is not pleasant. So yeah, we'll tidy that up off camera. Where's the tunnel gone? I'm sure it's still there. We've just demolished the entrance. Right, let's get all of this taken in, and we want this one in there as well. So what's complaining now? Train 5 still. If I give you a stop go, and let's flip you. Okay, I think everything is happy. This train now, which was stopping at Swinton and West Ham, he's having to come out here and turn around, isn't he? So he's on platform 1. So all we need then is a crossover. We don't need a full diamond. All we need is one of those. And then that should have sorted that out. Yep, there you go. And here comes your one now. We can see if it is now long enough. It should be. Ah yes, it nestles lovely on the platform now. Perfect. Alright, so that's that. And I think we're in a position to end this episode today. Let's just have a... Oh no, it's just a pacer car. Nothing too impressive to look at there. I think having a high-speed train flying over this bridge here would be very impressive. So what we're going to do in the upcoming episodes is we're going to focus on growing Marlborough, get the goods and some machinery brought in, get this town growing up to sort of Nuneaton and Burton standards. That way we could really justify having a high-speed train run down here rather than just your bog standard pacer. So I think that's my plan going forward, because that would be really nice to see. Here's the new intercity that we've just stuck on. Let's have a quick look at this from the station. Looks like it's got some sort of digital camouflage on it, but that might just be a graphical thing there. Looks rather splendid, if nothing else. Okay, so yeah, we'll end it here today. Just make sure that Eurostar hasn't left West Ham yet, because we want to take a ride on that, don't we? Yeah, she's left. She's gone. Where is she? There she is. Right, what about the one that left prior? Oh, they're bunched up. We've got one there, and we've got one there. That's cracking. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to pause the date. I'll run it at 3 times acceleration. Look at that traffic. Oh well. Yeah, run it at 3 times acceleration. Get one of the trains, obviously it should be this one, over into Nuneaton, and then we'll ride it back into West Ham. So we'll pick it back up once this train's in position. But for now, I'll say my farewells while that's just getting into position. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's good to be back doing things properly once again. I'm excited to see what we can do with Marlborough over the coming episodes and get some of these new modern trains flying over that nice bridge that we built just a few moments ago. If you did like the episode and you're enjoying the series, please hit that thumbs up button down below. It really does help. And if you want to show your support even further, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel as well for future content. Now we're also getting to the point in time where we have to look ahead to the next series, and I'm open to any sort of suggestions that anybody may have as to what they'd like to see in the next Transport Fever 2 series. I think we'll just do an easy mode series next time around. That way we don't have to worry about the lines at all. We can just have fun playing and building a nice little network. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are for the next series after this one is concluded. For now, all that remains for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.